The Tampa Bay housing market is shifting right now, and if you're a buyer or seller who's been waiting to make a move, what I'm about to show you could change your strategy completely. Hi, I'm Tammy Builder with the Builder Group at eXp Realty here in the Tampa Bay area. Every month I pull the latest numbers straight from our board, covering Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, and Hernando counties. And I break them down so you actually understand what's happening in this market right now. Today, because it lags a little bit, we're covering February of 2026, and I'm going to walk you through single family homes and then condos and townhomes separately, because those two markets are telling very different stories right now. Before I do, if you're a homeowner in the Tampa Bay area and you're wondering what your home is worth in this current market, well, be sure to click the link in the description below. No pressure, no obligation. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see where you stand in today's market. Okay, let's talk numbers. Starting with single-family homes across the Tampa Bay metropolitan area in February of 2026. There were 2,564 closed sales. That's down 11% from February of last year. Now, here's what I want you to understand about that number. A drop in closed sales does not mean the market is falling apart. What it tells us is that buyers are being more selective and the pace has slowed compared to the frenzy of the past few years. That is a very different thing. Now, let's talk price. The median price for a single family home in February was $404,000. That's actually up 1% year over year. So prices are holding. They are not crashing. They are not surging. They are holding with a slight nudge upward. Average sales price came in at $510,000. Sellers there received a median of 95.4% of their original list price. So what does that mean for you? It means that if you price your home right from the start, you're still getting very close to full price. But that word right is doing a lot of work in that sentence. Now let's look at how long homes are taking to sell. Median time to contract is 54 days, which is up 22.7% from this time last year. And median time to sale is 93 days. Homes are taking longer to go under contract. Buyers have more time to think, but more time to negotiate. This is a pretty meaningful shift from where we were. What about inventory? At the end of February, there were 12,243 active single-family listings. That number is nearly flat compared to last year, down less than 1%. The supply of inventory is sitting at 3.8 months. Here's why that matters. A balanced market, one that doesn't heavily favor buyers or sellers, is typically around 5.5 months of supply. At 3.8 months, we are still technically in a seller's market for single-family homes. We are much closer to balance than we were a year ago. The market is not a seller's advantage anymore. It is approaching neutral ground fast. Now, let's talk about condos and townhomes. And I want to be direct with you here, because this segment of the market is telling a completely different story. In February, there were 1,002 closed condos and townhomes. That's down about 1.5% year over year, which is relatively flat on sales volume. But here's where it gets interesting. Median sale price for condos and townhomes was $297,000, up 4.2% from last year. So prices are actually rising slightly in this segment, but the inventory tells a completely different story. There are 7,028 active in condo and townhome listings in Tampa Bay right now, and the month of supply of inventory for condos and townhomes is 7 months. Remember, I told you 5.5 months is the balance point. 7 months puts condos and townhomes firmly in buyer market territory. There is more supply than demand in this segment right now, and it's been building for several months. If you own a condo or townhome and you're thinking about selling, This is the number you need to pay attention to. Median time to contract for condos was 54 days, and median time to sell was 90 days. One more data point worth noting on condos and townhomes is over 51% of them are closing with cash. That is a significant number. It tells us that investors and cash buyers still see value in this segment, but it also means finance buyers are probably facing some competition from people who can move fast. So what does this all mean if you're thinking about selling? For single family homes, you still have leverage, but less than you did a year ago, and buyers have more choices and more time. And believe me, they're taking it. They are not rushing the way they used to. That means your pricing has to be sharp from day one. Not where you want to be, not where your neighbor listed, where the market data says buyers are actually closing deals. Homes that are priced correctly are still selling close to full price. Homes that are overpriced are sitting, and the longer a home sits, the more negotiating power shifts to the buyer. For condo and townhome sellers, you need to be realistic right now. There is real competition in that segment. You need to stand out on price, condition, or both. Staging, photography, strategic pricing, none of that's optional anymore. Now, if you're a buyer, here's the honest truth. This is one of the better windows you've had in years. More inventory means more choices. Longer days on the market means sellers are more willing to negotiate. You have time to think. You have room to ask for things. Closing costs, repairs, price reductions. Single family homes under about $500,000 still move competitively, but if you're looking in the condo market, you have even more leverage right now. There are options. The challenge, of course, is still interest rates. They are not where any of us want them to be. But here's the thing I remind my clients every week. You buy the home when it's right for you. Interest rates can come down and you can refinance. You cannot go back and buy the home at today's prices. If you want to talk through your specific situation, whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or just trying to understand what your home is actually worth in this market right now, well then reach out to me directly. My contact info is in the link in the description below. I'm not going to give you a sales pitch. I'm going to give you real information so you can make the best decision for your family. Here's what I'm seeing on the ground every day in Tampa Bay. Buyers are showing up more prepared and more patient than they've been in years. They've done their research, they know the market is shifting, and they are not afraid to walk away from an overpriced home. Sellers that understand this are pricing strategically and getting deals done. Sellers who still think prices are 2022 prices are sitting much longer with multiple price drops. I'm also seeing a real split between property types. Single family homes in good condition, priced well, and strong school zones, those are still moving and quickly. Condos are a completely different conversation entirely, especially with HOA fees and the new insurance and reserve requirements in Florida, affecting not only affordability but also lending. That is a real factor in the Tampa Bay condo market right now. And if you own a condo and you want to understand how that affects your value specifically, that's a conversation worth having sooner rather than later. All right, let's wrap this up. February 2026 in Tampa Bay, single family homes inventory is near flat. Prices are holding. Sellers still have a slight edge, but the margin is narrowing. Condos and townhomes, definitely a buyer's market territory with more inventory, more leverage for buyers. Sellers need a smart strategy. Across the board, the market is slowing to a healthier, more normal pace. And that's not a bad thing. It just means the playbook has changed. And the people who win in this market are the ones who adjust. Next month, I'm going to have March data, and that's typically our spring market here in the Tampa Bay area. And that will tell us a lot about where we're headed for the rest of the year. So be sure to make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video. And if this video helped you and understand the market even a little bit better, please hit the like button. It helps more Tampa Bay homeowners find this content. I'm Tammy with the Builder Group of eXp Realty, and I'll see you on the next one.